Ask yourself, in what way can I use weed such that it serves me and serves others to the best of my ability? What's going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here, the author of Marijuana Mindfulness, the ebook. And in today's video, I want to share with you the answer to that question that I came up with a couple years ago and the strategy that I used to effectively moderate my marijuana consumption as well as make massive gains and success in my life, right? So this story and this strategy is something I used a couple years ago back in 2018, but it was a major shift in my life. And I believe that this strategy and this story can help you gain some insight and hopefully help you make a shift that you're looking to make. Okay, so a little backstory real quick. If you're on this channel, you already know this, but I smoked weed every day for like 7 or 8 years. And just like many of you, I was stuck in the cycle of smoking weed all the time and realizing that it was hurting me more than helping me. And I would try and stop, but I would always go back. And I couldn't get out of that cycle of smoking every day nonstop while my many life responsibilities slowly went down the drain. All right. And one of the biggest struggles I had was, I had conflict. I had a part of me that really truly loved and appreciated marijuana and enjoyed the high and appreciated the many benefits that it gave me. And on the other hand was someone who hated weed and judged myself for using it and made it wrong to smoke and realized that I was abusing it. And so I had this clash, like many of you, I had this clash of, oh, I need to stop. This is ruining me, right? Versus, oh, what's the big deal? I just want to enjoy myself, right? And so knowing that, step one for me was realizing that quitting for life was not an approach for me, because I truly felt and wanted to enjoy marijuana. And it's like saying, if you're someone who's overweight, like you can't make pizza the bad guy, right? You can't make carbs the bad guy. Like it is the individual's responsibility. And I get it that for some and many people, quitting altogether might be the wisest choice. And so going back to that question, in what way of using weed could best serve me and others? The answer can change in different times of your life. And sometimes that might look like, oh, I'm not going to smoke for a year, or I'm not going to smoke for 2 weeks, right? Now, going back to my story in 2018, the answer I came up with was to attach the reward of smoking marijuana with achieving long-term success goals, okay? And so, for example, I wouldn't smoke weed until I achieved a certain body fat percentage, or I wouldn't smoke weed until I had achieved my first dollar of passive income, amongst other things, right? And so how this works and how this worked for me and how I think this will work for you if that's a strategy you want to try. And if that doesn't apply, then disregard it. But I know for a lot of people I've worked with in regards to marijuana dependency and addiction is that marijuana became the ultimate center of their life, such that they no longer cared or had the drive to pursue a real life of their own, whether it's career, whether it's relationships, whether it's health, whether it's finance. And their life from a scale of 1 to 10 was at a 1 in terms of results and fulfillment and all those things. And instead it was replaced with only smoking weed. Like that was their only source of happiness. And so this strategy that I just shared with you, it's great in two ways. The main thing is that your life starts to move forward because the only way that you're able to smoke weed is to actually do something, right? And better yet, you're attaching marijuana to achieving things that are truly important. And if you're going to reward yourself for anything, it, I imagine, ought to be for growing in your life, right? And and so that way, instead of just smoking for nothing, for cheap pleasure, for whatever, you finally have to earn it, right? And you don't just earn it through you know, empty tasks. You earn it through actually growing, right? So not only do you get to grow as a human being, but you still get to enjoy marijuana in the process, right? And so that strategy worked out well for me back then. Uh, these days, I find that the motivation to achieve tasks just to smoke marijuana doesn't really, you know, like motivate me. Like, oh, you know, who cares? Like, I went a full year, not to put in your guys' face, but I went a whole year without smoking weed, and so it's not a big deal to me if I don't have to smoke, right? Like, it really isn't. Um, sorry, I just got a text from my sister. So I would encourage you to first ask yourself that question. Again, the question is, what way of using marijuana would best serve me and others, right? Um, and so ask yourself that question, see what comes up for you. And if you know, if you want, you're more than welcome to try the strategy that I used, which was trading trading long-term success and growth for marijuana, right? Because right now, the trade you have going on is wake up, you get marijuana. Do nothing, you get marijuana. Uh, uh, you know, so it's like make that switch if you're willing, if you're you know at a place in your life where you want to make a change and you're ready to make a change. Other than that, I appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone, and you know, I'm. It makes me very happy and fulfilled to read comments in which people are saying things like, you know, I was about to smoke, but I watched this video, or you know, I've made a shift. Thank you so much. And even if you're someone who is not ready to make a shift, or you're still caught up in vicious cycles of failure, um, you know, I remember what that's like, and my encouragement for you is just to keep trying, keep learning. You'll figure it out. Don't ever give up. Um, so yeah, I appreciate you all. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.